First up, the Morgan silver dollars, specifically focusing on the 1881 editions in fine condition. The Morgan silver dollar is one of the most iconic and beloved coins in US history. Minted between 1878 and 1904 and again in 1921, these coins were designed by George T. Morgan, whose artistry has stood the test of time. Each coin contains 90% silver and 10% copper, making them not only beautiful but valuable as precious metals. The 1881 Morgan silver dollar holds a special place in the series. It was struck at 4 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; New Orleans, O San Francisco, S, and Carson City, CC. While millions of these coins were produced, the number surviving in collectible condition is far smaller, and fine condition coins hold unique appeal for collectors. The 1881 Philadelphia Mint Morgan dollar is one of the more common varieties. In fine condition, these coins typically sell for around $300 or $500 in today's market, depending on eye appeal and silver prices. Before buying or selling an 1881 Morgan dollar, always verify its authenticity. Look for consistent weight, 26.73 grams, a proper diameter, 38.1 mils, and details matching official designs. If in doubt, consult a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Morgan dollars, especially rarer editions like the 1881 CC, are excellent long-term investments. Their historical significance, silver content, and collector appeal make them highly desirable in any collection. Keep an eye on market trends to maximize your returns. Next up, the 1979 D-quarter with a damaged reverse side. How valuable is this coin in today's market? Now, 1979 may seem like a pretty ordinary year for quarters, but there's a very specific subset of quarters minted in Denver, those with the D mint mark, that collectors have their eyes on. And here's the kicker: the value of these coins skyrockets when they show significant damage on the reverse side. But why is that what makes these damaged 1979 D-quarters so special? To answer that, we need to take a closer look at the factors that influence the value of a coin. Condition, rarity, mint errors, and market demand all come into play. The 1979 D-quarter was minted in Denver, marked by the D mint mark just below the neck of George Washington on the obverse. Over 500 million quarters were minted that year, but not all of them are valuable. Most of these coins are worth only their face value, 25 cents. However, collectors are on the lookout for coins with mint errors or those that have sustained unusual damage that make them unique. That's where the value comes in. So what exactly do we mean by damage on the reverse side? We're talking about anything from die cracks struck through errors to post-mint damage caused by environmental factors. These imperfections can range from minor scratches to severe errors like missing details in the eagle or lettering. While damage typically lowers the value of most coins, in rare cases like this, it can actually increase the value. The reason coin collectors love unique pieces and damaged coins with a mint mark, like the 1979 D, can become highly collectible if they stand out enough. First things first, you need to confirm that your quarter has the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Next, examine the reverse side of the coin closely. Look for any signs of damage or irregularities that are unusual. Are there die cracks running across the coin? Is there a section where the eagle is missing detail? Does the damage seem to have occurred at the mint, or does it look like it happened later in circulation? The key is to determine whether the damage occurred during the minting process or afterward. Errors like die cracks, die chips, and struck through debris are highly sought after because they happen at the mint. These are much more valuable than coins damaged after they left the mint, which usually lowers the coin's value. Now for the big question: how much is a 1979 D-quarter with reverse damage worth in today's market? Well, this depends on the type of damage, the extent of it, and the overall condition of the coin. Coins with mint errors that cause visible damage, like struck through errors or major die cracks, can sell for anywhere from $10 to several $100, depending on rarity and collector demand. If the damage is extreme and rare, you could potentially see even higher prices at auction. In contrast, if the damage occurred post-mint, the value could be as low as a few dollars. Next up, the most valuable 1880 Morgan dollars in very fine condition and how much they're worth in today's market. Stick around to find out if you have one of these rare gems in your collection. The Morgan silver dollar is one of the most iconic coins in US history. Designed by George T. Morgan and first minted in 1878, these coins were produced until 1904, with a brief revival in 1921. The 1880 issue, in particular, is notable for its variety of mint marks and errors, making it highly sought after by collectors. In very fine VF condition, the details of the coin are still visible but show moderate wear. Even so, certain 1880 Morgan dollars are incredibly valuable depending on their mint mark, rarity, and unique features. Let's talk about the mint marks you'll find on an 1880 Morgan dollar. These are small letters on the reverse of the coin, below the wreath. They indicate where the coin was minted. First up is the 1880 Morgan dollar from the Philadelphia Mint, which has no mint mark. These are relatively common compared to other varieties, but even in very fine condition, they can fetch a decent price. In today's market, an 1880 Philadelphian Morgan dollar in VF condition is worth $400 to $700, depending on demand and silver prices. However, certain varieties, like proof-like strikes, can be worth significantly more. The Carson City Morgan dollars are the stars of the show. Minted in smaller quantities, these coins are highly coveted. If you have an 1880 cc Morgan dollar in very fine condition, you're holding onto a piece of history. In VF condition, an 1880 cc Morgan dollar is worth $300 to $600. The value skyrockets for higher grades, or rare die varieties, but even in VF, this coin commands a premium. Finally, the San Francisco Mint, known for producing coins with excellent strikes. The 1880s Morgan dollar is one of the more common mint marks, but it still has collector appeal. Now, let's talk about special varieties. Some 1880 Morgan dollars have overdates, like the famous 1880/79 variety, where parts of the previous year's date are visible under the 80. These coins can be worth hundreds, even in VF condition. Other valuable varieties include repunched mint marks and unique die errors. These rare features can add hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the value of your coin. Next up, the 1986 quarter, with the P mint mark specifically, one in extra fine condition. First, let's start with a bit of history about the 1986 quarter. The quarter minted that year features the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse showcases the American eagle, clutching arrows and an olive branch, a symbol of strength and peace. The P mint mark you'll find on these quarters indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia. This was a standard practice for most coins minted in Philadelphia, starting in 1980. But why are we specifically talking about the 1986 quarter today? And how can a quarter from that year with the P mint mark be worth more than its face value? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. Now, let's get into the specifics of what makes certain 1986 P quarters valuable. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. The term extra fine condition refers to a coin that shows only light wear on the high points of the design. The luster may still be present in the protected areas, and overall, the coin's details remain sharp and visible. So, if your 1986 P quarter is in extra fine condition, that's a big plus. On the Sheldon grading scale, this would generally fall around the XF40 to XF45 range. Coins in this condition are particularly appealing to collectors because they're well preserved, but they're also not as rare as mint state coins, which often sell for much more. So, how much can you expect to get for a 1986 quarter with the P mint mark in extra fine condition today? As of 2024, the value of these quarters typically ranges between $2 and $5 in extra fine condition. Now, that might not sound like a fortune, but remember, it's still quite a bit more than the 25 cents you started with. prices for circulated 1986p quarters in XF condition can fluctuate depending on a variety of factors, such as collector demand, overall market conditions, and even the price of silver and other metals, though 1986 quarters are not made of silver. But keep in mind, not every 1986p quarter in your collection is going to be worth the same. Let's look at the factors that can increase or decrease its value. First and foremost, condition. Coins with any noticeable damage, like scratches, discoloration, or dents, will be worth much less, if anything more than face value. Extra fine condition means minimal wear and no major imperfections. Another factor is overall rarity and error coins. Though most 1986p quarters don't have significant errors, if you happen to find one with a unique minting flaw, it could increase the coin's value significantly. Error coins, such as off-center strikes or double dies, are rare and highly sought after, so keep an eye out for these types of coins, which could fetch much higher prices in the market. The most common ways to sell are through online auction sites like eBay, where you can list your coin and let collectors bid on it. Alternatively, you could sell directly to coin dealers, though you might get a slightly lower price since they need to make a profit. So there you have it, the 1986 quarter, with the P mint mark in extra fine condition might not make you a millionaire, but it's certainly worth more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's always fun to find hidden gems in your change. Next up, the most valuable 1886 Morgan dollars in good condition and their worth in today's market. Let's get started. The Morgan silver dollar is a true symbol of America's rich history, designed by George T. Morgan and first minted in 1878. The 1886 Morgan dollar, like others in the series, contains 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing a hefty 26.73 grams. These coins were struck during a time of economic growth and expansion, and they've remained a favorite among collectors for their beauty and historical significance. Now, let's talk about the 1886 Morgan dollar variants. These coins were minted at two locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, and New Orleans, O mint mark. Both variants are collectible, but the New Orleans minted coins tend to be more valuable in certain grades due to their lower mintages and unique strike characteristics. For this video, we're focusing on coins in good condition, which is a lower grade on the Sheldon scale. Coins in this condition show significant wear, with the design details largely flattened but still recognizable, while high-grade examples fetch astronomical prices. Even coins in good condition can hold surprising value, and those are still reticle. Silver prices. Since Morgan dollars are 90% silver, fluctuating silver prices impact their base value. Currently, silver is around $1,000, which gives these coins intrinsic worth as bullion. The 1886 Morgan silver dollar is a gem for any collection, even in good condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, these coins offer a tangible piece of history, and they can also be a solid investment, so keep your eyes peeled at auctions, estate sales, and coin shops. You never know what treasures you might find. Next up, the 1960s, the 1968 quarter without a mint mark, especially in dirty and worn condition. The 1968 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. By 1965, the U.S. Mint transitioned from silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition to meet the growing demand for coins. This meant quarters from this period are no longer made of silver but of a much less valuable metal alloy. But wait, does that mean all 1968 quarters are worthless? Absolutely not. In fact, quarters from this era without a mint mark can be of particular interest to collectors, especially depending on their condition and rarity. So what's the deal with a quarter without a mint mark, typically US? Coins are struck at various mint facilities like Denver with a D mark and San Francisco with an S mark. However, if a quarter lacks a mint mark, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia was producing millions of these coins, and they didn't stamp a mint mark on them during this time. While these no mint mark quarters aren't rare by default, there are certain factors that can make them more valuable, even in less than perfect condition. Condition plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. Typically, coins in good condition or lower meaning they are heavily worn and possibly dirty don't fetch much in the way of premiums. Most 1968 quarters you come across in poor condition will only be worth their face value 25 cents. However, some collectors are interested in acquiring every version of a coin, even those in poor shape, for historical purposes. So even dirty or worn 1968 quarters might sell for slightly above face value around 50 cents to $1.50 depending on how aggressive a buyer is. But here's where things get really interesting. If your dirty 1968 quarter without a mint mark happens to have a minting error, it could be worth much more. These errors include things like double dies, off-center strikes, or planchette flaws. Now, here's a word of caution. You might be tempted to clean a dirty quarter to improve its appearance, but experts strongly advise against this. Cleaning a coin can actually reduce its value because collectors prefer the coin's original state, dirt and all. So, if you've got a grimy 1968 quarter, leave it as is. The natural wear and patina are part of the coin's history. To sum it up, a 1968 quarter without a mint mark in poor condition is likely worth just its face value 25 cents, or a bit more if you find the right buyer. However, if you have a rare error coin, even a dirty one, you could be holding onto something much more valuable. Next up, the Morgan silver dollars, specifically the 1887 coins in what collectors call dirty or circulated condition. Could your old tarnished silver dollar be worth more than you think? Ow. Except self-applied. There can be. The Morgan silver dollar is one of the most iconic coins in US history. Minted from 1878 to 1904 and again in 1921, these coins are sought after by collectors worldwide. Named after their designer, George T. Morgan, these silver dollars feature Lady Liberty on the front and a majestic eagle on the back. The 1887 Morgan dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, meaning no mint mark appears on the coin. But what makes these coins valuable even in dirty or circulated condition? Let's break it down. When we say dirty condition, we're talking about coins that show significant wear and tear from circulation. These coins often have tarnish, scratches, and dull surfaces. While they don't fetch the same high prices as mint condition coins, don't underestimate their value. Why? Because of two things: silver content and collector demand. First, every Morgan dollar contains about 7.77344 troy ounces of pure silver. As of today, the market price of silver is around $250 per troy ounce. This means the melt value of an 1887 Morgan dollar is roughly $19 to $20 just for its silver content. But wait, most Morgan dollars are worth far more than their melt value. Why? Because of collector demand. In circulated or dirty condition, the value of an 1887 Morgan dollar depends on its grade. Here's a quick breakdown of typical values in today's market. Even if your coin is heavily worn and looks dirty, collectors may still pay above melt value because of the coin's historical significance and collectability. Websites like eBay or dedicated coin auction sites can fetch you higher prices, especially if your coin has unique features. So there you have it, your 1887 Morgan silver dollar. Even in dirty condition, could still be worth anywhere from $250 to $500 or more, depending on its condition and silver market trends. Whether you're a collector or just stumbled upon an old coin in Grandma's attic, Morgan dollars are a piece of American history that never fails to impress. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in the next video.